We're back. This is Stephanie Abrams, and we're talking about the special needs for insurance when you're traveling. And it's such an important issue. Too many times people are really concerned that it's an added expense. But clearly, when you are making an investment in travel, having insurance will help protect you from losses and extra expenses that you might incur when you're traveling. But one of the things I think that people don't often think about, and we're talking here with Jim Grace and Peter Evans from InsureMyTrip.com, is they don't think about the ramifications of health and medical insurance. Not all U.S. healthcare insurance programs are accepted outside of the U.S. And I think sometimes people have to really do some checking and find out what does their healthcare provider provide for them when they're outside of the country, and do they need additional coverage in the form of something that will protect them for this special trip to Nepal or South Africa or Paris for that matter.
Yes. I think many people also think that, their health insurance does protect them overseas, when in fact only about 50% of the policies protect them beyond our borders. And they need to either check with their health insurer to see if there's coverage or buy travel insurance. But the travel insurance also gives you this added benefit of actually having people that speak the local language. So you're going to Brazil. They speak Spanish, and they can converse with the doctors. And Portuguese.
Most of them speak Portuguese, right. But many of them speak Spanish, and not all that many speak English once you get out of the big cities.
Very much so. Absolutely.
And, it's not even the big cities, the big hotels.
Right. So it's really important, that you're not only getting the medical care as well through these policies, but also the assistance and the guidance to get through the medical system. They have arrangements with the doctors. They have arrangements with the hospitals. So it's important to consider travel insurance in those cases.
When I think about the value versus the cost, I am impressed. And I know we've had a conversation before, Peter, where you kind of gave me an overview formula of what you can pretty much expect a travel insurance policy to cost. How was that figured?
There's a range, and it actually goes by the actual trip cost, but the range is anywhere from 4.5% to, say, 7.5% to 8%. And
of the cost of your trip.
Of the cost of your trip. And if you think about it, that is very reasonable from the actual protection that's going to be provided, both from the trip investment side, the trip interruption side. Remember, there's baggage in these policies. There's baggage delay, travel delay, medical, and medical evacuation. And in some cases, they also have flight insurance or accidental death insurance. That package is very powerful. And if you think from a cost perspective, that value is of a great benefit for people.
You mentioned baggage. And usually baggage doesn't get lost. People tell me all the time, they lost my bag. And I say, and when did it show up? And they'll tell me 24 hours, 48 hours, a week and a half. Generally speaking, baggage gets bored and takes its own trip. It just doesn't want to go where you're going. You're going to Hawaii. It decides it's going to Hong Kong, takes another plane. And usually it will arrive. It's rare when it really gets lost and never shows up. But during that period, you're suddenly somewhere with what you're carrying. And that's one of the reasons I counsel people in that carry-on, besides your favorite book and your medication and your camera, make sure that you've got at least, if you're going to a tropical destination, have a bathing suit, have a change of clothing. You can always pick up the other things when you get there, but there are insurances included in your travel insurance to handle that delayed or lost baggage situation, aren't there, Peter?
Yes, it's baggage delay. And what happens is that what it'll enable you to do is it'll give you supplemental payments or payments that you can actually go ahead and purchase necessity items. So while your bag is actually out there being found in Hong Kong or wherever it may be, that you can actually go out, buy the things that you need in which to conduct your meetings or whatever you're doing, and then your bag will arrive. But these policies all have that, and it's tremendous for people, and they are used.
Are they more, I'm sure there are differences, and maybe it depends on how much you're spending or the difference between one company's offering and another, but it seems to me that there may be a more express economical you got enough to get yourself a toothbrush and toothpaste and whatever, as opposed to you've got a few real dollars to go out and get an outfit you'd wear to a business meeting or something for the party that you've come here to attend, and you just can't go in your cut downs and your flip flops. You really need a nice looking outfit. What is the range of items or cost level that allows you to have the budget to do more rather than less?
It's usually done on a per day basis. And you can get anywhere from up to a maximum limit, but usually from $150 on up to $600, and then with a maximum of any one particular loss, say of like $1,000. And each company is different, but I think one thing we always look at is where are you going, what are you going to be doing, and you need to go ahead and just make that mental note to yourself.
Also, policies trigger at different times. Some trigger at a 6-hour delay in your bags. Some go 12 or 24. So look at the policies and make sure that you understand what coverage you're buying.
Clearly, there is so much to know about travel insurance, and you might want to get a better education at insuremytrip.com, where there are a wide range of a variety of travel insuring companies that are offered at that site. So you can really get a good education and make some decisions based on what your needs are. Thank you so much, Jim Grace, President and CEO of InsureMyTrip.com, and Peter Evans, Executive Vice President. It's been a delight having you with us, and I know I learned a lot, so I'm hopeful that our viewers at jetset411 have learned a lot too. Let's take a look at some places you might want to go right now.